Well, I really wasn't expecting this. Yeah, let's get into this. Yes, people, this is your girl Alicia Lee, and welcome back to another episode of Alicia Lee Reviews. In this episode, we review Black Mirror Season 6, Episode 4, Maisie Day. Let's get into this. We start the episode being introduced to our main character, Beau. She is on a stakeout waiting for a celeb to come out of a motel room after he's been suspected of having an affair and cheating on his girlfriend. Now, she makes a call to her colleague and he says, just be patient, wait, he's definitely in there. And just as she's about to lose all hope of this really happening, that is when she puts down the phone because she sees Justin come out of the motel room with another man, and she starts snapping away, taking pics. Now, you would think once you've got the pictures, leave the scene, Beau, but no, she decides to upload, get to work straight away, right there and then. And that is when Justin approaches her, and that's when he starts saying, please don't release them, I'll pay you, just delete them, please get rid of them, please. And she just starts getting her stuff together and she drives away. As she's doing that, he says, you're killing me. And she just drives off and he is just shouting out, you animal. And it is not looking good for Justin because his secret is about to be exposed. Beau then goes on to sell those photos, and obviously they are going to be released into the mainstream media. Next, we see Beau enjoying some good tunes. Is this one thing you got me doing? Is this one thing you got me doing? That's a big tune, as we all know. A. Marie, big up yourself. The good tunes are interrupted by her flatmate, who says to her, the stuff that she cooks with, it's bad for his sinuses. He doesn't mean to judge other people's lifestyle. I was thinking, is this guy okay? Like, seriously? Really, there's another problem here, but I think he's just using this as, trying to introduce other issues, if that makes sense. And she just is like, yep, no worries, she'll open the window, cool. Beau is at the coffee shop, and that's when she sees on the TV that Justin sadly took his own life. This was days after everything got exposed about him being seen at the motel with another man. And obviously, Beau is feeling bad because those are the same photos that she took. She is feeling guilty about it. Easter egg moment. Justin was previously in Sea of Tranquility, and we know that is one of the running programs that have been in a lot of the Black Mirror episodes. I want to know, when are we actually going to get a Sea of Tranquility episode? I'd be interested to know and see what that is about. Next, we see Beau and Hector are outside Quagmire. Again, this is another Easter egg. Quagmire is the name of a club that was in the San Junipero episode of Black Mirror, and that is where they're outside now getting prepared to take pictures of a celebrity that is coming to the club. Hector is trying to comfort Beau and let her know that she shouldn't feel guilty about what happened, as she was just doing her job, but she can't help but feel guilty for what had happened to Justin. We are then introduced to Witty, who says that no one forced him to become an actor, and he doesn't sympathize with these celebrities at all. He believes that they put themselves in that type of position, so that's what they're gonna get. Next, we see Sydney. She's a celebrity that is trying to get to the Quagmire, and that is when one of the paparazzi just screams out just horrible things to her, and that is where she tries to defend herself, and then he threatens to basically call the police. And obviously with celebrities, it's so delicate. There's certain things that they can't do because they're going to be liable for it. They're going to be in more trouble than anyone else. Now, Beau is seeing all of the paparazzi just proud of themselves, proud of the pictures that they're taking, and she decides to walk away. She decides to walk away from this life because clearly she is feeling guilty for what happened with Justin, and these people are just normal people trying to live their everyday lives. She doesn't want to be a part of it anymore, so she walks away. Now we are introduced to our title star. This is Maisie Day. They are filming in the Czech Republic. Now she gets past the jacket and the person tells her that there's a present in there. Now I'm guessing that this is, some sort of drug for her to indulge in later on. Later on, we see her practicing her lines, having a drink, and this is where things get a bit crazy. The shrooms and the drink, it's all mixed in and it's taking its toll on her now. And then that's when we see her just enjoy a bit too much, to the point that a glass smashes on the floor and she cuts herself. She then goes to take a cigarette but realizes that she doesn't have any left, and then she decides to take a drive. This is not a good idea at all, because she's still on the shrooms, and as she's driving, she actually hits someone. Now, she is frightened, she is scared, but she does leave the car and she goes to take a look. In the morning, we see that she is desperately trying to clear up the home and get ready and prepared to film for the next day. She is picked up, and as they are on the way to the set, that is where she sees that it is cordoned off. The road is cordoned off, and this is the road where she was driving down the night before. The police advised the driver that there was a hit and run. They found a man in the road. And now she's fully aware of that. She knows exactly what happened because she was the one driving. Now we see Maisie goes missing. She hasn't been seen for weeks. She left the set abruptly during filming for the show and she's gone missing. This is probably because of what happened. She just needed to get away and she hasn't been seen at all. Back with Beau and Nathan. He has been speaking to his therapist, who has been giving him some tools and tips on how to deal with confrontation. And he has his cue cards and starts explaining to Beau his feelings, and she completely just says, yep, I get it. He lets her know that the rent is late and she says that she will get it sorted. Beau has now got a job at the coffee shop. Hector goes to the coffee shop to see her to discuss getting back in the game. Now, he says that he respects her decision and he's not trying to tempt her, but of course he is. He is saying that, you know, there is going to be a big payout if they find Maisie Day, and this is enticing enough for her to get back on and help with finding her. Beau starts making phone calls to her connections. She is now fully ready to get back in the game and start looking for Maisie Day. Now we see that Maisie Day is back in the States and she gets a food delivery. The person that delivers the food actually spots her. The maid clocks this, but it's a little too late, and that person now knows that Maisie Day is in the US and they know exactly where she is hiding out. Beau is still making phone calls trying to find where Maisie Day is. She is working hard non-stop. My girl is ready to get paid. Beau goes out to get some food and get a takeaway, and that's where she sees that the shop has a picture of Maisie Day up. The same person that delivered the food overhears Beau talking about Maisie Day and says that she spotted her and gives her the location. Do you see how easy it is? Wow. So now we see that Beau is outside doing her usual stakes, waiting to spot Maisie Day. Maisie starts to have flashbacks about what happened that night and she finds it difficult to sleep. We see that she gets back into the car and drives off, because before that we only saw that she was about to go and have a look at the person that she knocked over, but now we see that she did take a look and runs back. Beau has been outside that house all night and morning, to the point that my girl is sleeping. She doesn't see that the maid has gone in. When the maid comes into the home, she is shocked by what she sees. The house is a total wreck and Maisie Day is drinking. The maid is absolutely devastated by the property. She can't believe at the mess that she is about to clean up. Liberties. Beau wakes up to see that a vehicle has come to collect Maisie Day. She has the camera ready to try and get a glimpse of her. Back in the home, we see that Maisie is speaking to the doctor, who says that she needs isolation and she needs to be humble at this time. This is greater than her. The doctor is explaining to her that she needs help and she needs to be put into isolation. She needs to be in a place that she is far away from people and far away from things that will bring her to this kind of position. Maisie pleads with him and asks, can he get her better? He said it's about getting her through the night and the next night. We then see the vehicle leave the home, and that is when Bo begins to follow them. The car stops off at a diner, and we know from the beginning that Bo isn't the best at being discreet. When you are trying to follow people or you're trying to capture them, you need to be discreet. And Bo, she just doesn't give a damn. She just makes sure that she is getting those pics by any means necessary. She's not trying to be discreet. This doesn't work in her favor because one of the guys from the vehicle walks straight towards Bo's car and slashes all of her tires. They know that she has been following them the whole time, and they were just waiting for an opportunity to get her tires, and that's exactly what they did. Bo calls Hector, obviously in desperate need to get to the place that they are going. She gets a tip from the guys in the diner that there is a rehab center nearby, and she gathers that that is where they need to go. Hector picks Bo up from the diner and off they go on their way to the center. The center is Cedarwood Retreat, and this is where they end up. And that is when we see the other two paparazzi make their way there. Witty's car is there. Bo and Hector are very disappointed that Witty and Duke have found them, and they found them because they put a tracker on Hector's bike. They try to make their way into the retreat center. They manage to dig a hole and get in. They are taking as many photos as possible, trying to capture anything that might bring them closer to Maisie Day. Once the doctor and the security leave, they make their way upstairs into the room, and that is where we see Maisie is starting to have flashbacks about what happened that night. She is sweating, she is tied up, and the guys start to take pictures through the vent. This is how desperate they are to try and get a glimpse of Maisie. They are taking pictures through the vent. All they're thinking about is that 30k. That's all they are thinking about. When they take the pictures, Bo notices that there is a chain around her neck, and that is when she starts to break in and make her way into that room. Now they make their way into the room, and that is when they see that Maisie Day is chained and tied up. It's not even tied up, she's chained up, and she's chained by the neck. The guys, all they're doing is taking as many photos as possible of her, and Bo is trying to explain to them that she is chained to the floor. Maisie explains to them that she needs to get through this alone, and she is trying so hard to explain to them that they need to leave. Hector takes pictures of goats in the corner, and I'm wondering, why is there goats in the corner? Is this some sort of sacrifice? Like, what is going on? But that is when we see that Maisie is sweating, and she is saying to them, you don't understand, you need to go. Maisie tells them to run, to go away, and all we are seeing is just camera flashes. All there is just flashes. They are not stopping taking pictures of Maisie in this state. Now remember, they managed to get the chains off of her. We keep cutting towards the present and those flashbacks of that day when Maisie hit that person over. And as Maisie gets closer, we actually see that it is a werewolf. And then that's when things get crazy, yeah? This is when I was like, what the what? We see Maisie starts turning literally into a werewolf. And these guys are still taking photos. They're still taking photos, you know. You can clearly see she's turning into a werewolf. She's not chained. Bo and Hector, they start making a run for it. Smart. They go, and we can hear the screams from this werewolf. And that is when the werewolf looks at Witty and attacks. Oh, gosh. No. Bo and Hector keep on moving, they keep on running, and Hector is goners. Duke, he starts running out of there, but Duke, it's too late for you because Maisie's on the way. As Bo and Hector manage to escape through that passing that they made, we see that Duke is behind them and he tries to escape. He calls them for help, and that is when Hector comes back. And instead of helping, they help for maybe 2 seconds. They hear that Maisie's on the way. Hector runs back and takes the camera, you know. But Duke is not trying to let go. Hector is taking that camera for dear life. And yeah, he manages to get it from Duke. Off they go on the bike, just as Maisie Day drags Duke to finish eating him up. They try to escape, but there is an oncoming car. They end up crashing off of the bike. The driver of the vehicle comes out of his car to obviously cuss them for causing a collision. And that is when we see Maisie eat that driver up, and the guys keep it moving. They keep on running. They run all the way to the diner. We see Beau and Hector are trying to barricade everything, every door in that diner, and try to explain to them the severity of the situation, but they don't get it. Beau tries to explain that they need to call for help, but we see that the werewolf is already there. Beau tries to go for the police officer's weapon, but all hell and calamity breaks loose, and that is where we see that Maisie has already dealt with the chef. The officer takes his weapon out. Beau hides underneath a table, very smart, and that is when we see that Maisie is in the building and begins to attack. Maisie goes straight for one of the diners straight away, and his poor girlfriend, she desperately tries to save him, but to no avail. Maisie then goes for her. We then see Maisie attack Hector, and it's just painful for Beau to watch. Next, we see Maisie goes for the police officer who accidentally hits the diner waiter, and that is where the gun goes straight towards Beau. And Beau, she is ready for Maisie. She just is ready for Maisie and goes and sends a shot. This shot turns Maisie back into her human state. Beau desperately goes towards Hector to try and see, if she can save him, but it's too late for Hector. He hands her the camera. That camera is worth a lot. Hector passes away. I think this is where we see Beau just turn. We hear Maisie say, "Kill me." Maisie she's done with it. She's had enough. And instead of Beau doing that, she hands the gun to Maisie and takes a picture of Maisie taking her own life. I think Beau has just lost it at this point. Absolutely lost it. Like, she's got the killing of a lifetime. She actually found Maisie. They found her. Then on top of that, she's a werewolf. Then on top of that, you've got her final moments as well. Like, she's laughing to the bank. She can buy Nathan at any time now. You don't have to worry about her cooking and all of these things. That was Maisie Day. And I'm not too sure. I don't know. This episode, to me, it didn't feel like Black Mirror. It just felt like, I don't know, an episode of a werewolf show. Yeah. I would say this is like the least Black Mirror-y episode out of all the seasons. But it was still a good watch. I'll give Maisie Day 7 boys out of 10. It was an interesting twist. I think the twist was like, okay, werewolf. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. Yeah, it was cool. We give it a 7 out of 10. Maisie's been put to bed now. She can't harm anyone else. And Beau is just going to be more than a 30,000 there. She's going to be an absolute millionaire because, wow. Who could have ever expected that footage? But yes, people, that is it for episode 4. That was Maisie Day. Let me know your thoughts on that episode. What did you think? How many boys out of 10 would you give it? In the next review, we are going to be reviewing the final episode, Demon 79. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell as well, and hit all so you get all the notifications and you're notified each and every time I upload. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next review. Done now, boy. People don't know. I just want to enjoy my day. So